They pay the wages, very, very important, I can tell you this. And they'll get it from Scotland. Ross man flew from another country. I've been overseas, Tasmania. And Hamish Meldrum, he actually comes from, New Zealand. So at the end of the day, we also have other doctors, locums from Sydney, Oliver, Dr. Oliver, and he's here as well. And he was to get very homesick, as Aboriginal people are very much part of an extended family. Came back to Burke, and he was to then do his high jump here by correspondence. Every 2 weeks, he get on a train up here, go all the way to Sydney. It was about 24 hours on the train, steam on Saturday, got back on the train on Sunday, got back to work on Monday. You have 1882 bridge. It's 1882. Yeah, it was built here in 1883. Came over by ship from England. I paddled boat from Renmark down south and then eventually up here. So that's pretty extraordinary on its own. They spent $700,000 on this bridge a number of years ago. Absolutely, all that steel construction was made in England. Oh, right. Okay. Now, this is a very famous old bridge. It's the first lift-up bridge on the Darling. It was to operate till 1997, so it's quite an extraordinary story. In 1890, the flood came so high, came over the middle of the bridge deck. Can you imagine that? Right to that point. So much so that in 1890, they actually lift that bridge up. He and his I-team reached a wonderful number of 500,000 lenders. It's an incredible story that he and his I-team could work so tirelessly. A meticulous man who didn't take it. No, from Adelong near Human. Adelong. You get that? We love to beat you with rugby, that never seems to happen very often. I went for rape for 44 years. And he was here, and I can't remember what the result was, but I wouldn't have liked to have been in front of him. Stand. These are shutters. There's about 200 metres of shutters, and this is what people always think about Burke when they come here. Building, no shutters there. The people work tirelessly in our community to make a big difference. So you can park anywhere you like in Burke. Look at that. So you could probably do that and make money. I'm sure business people do that. Telstra do it to you all the time. You wouldn't know. But look at the beautiful mural at the top there. That's a mural that tells you that quite nice. It's the old Underback place.
give you the short version. The flag was first flown in a place called Goolwa. Mary Ann was owned and skippered by a bloke called William Randall. And in 1859, 6 years later, we call it the Port of Bird flag now.
Isn't that the flag up the top there? The flag up top there, been rolling.
Everybody got to look good. What are you going to say? Here we are at Mungo. Great.
This lunette, the walls of China, and that was named after Chinese labourers who built the old wool shed back down there in 1869. And they also built that wall there to keep the rabbits out, okay? What happened was, the time frame
We are now at Mildura. Next morning.
Well, that's what happens. See, they got the pink, the purple flower, it's beautiful, but then they change colour to white. Look at this. They're going to take 2 days before the vine. So we've got 48 hours to make apple vines, where we're going to put a couple of spray on those vines. Any questions? Apply your first label, as long as straight in, you straight up and down. So you're going to just line this up, I won't go to the side. Then come straight up and then curls up to the bottom, just wiggle around, that's it, done. Turn it around. Now, there's a mark on the side there. There. This way.
With the grape, you get off 7 acres.
Well, we can produce up to 8 tonnes per acre, and we're still producing there.
I have a question.
That is because those wineries are by the cheap cord, and that's why they don't want to call. Got the Moscato Rosso. Moscato Rosso is made of black muscat grapes, which is made European style of wine, with a hint of sweetness but a very clean finish, and served chilled. As you can serve it as a light lunchtime. Nice. Not so dry, it's just nice. Then we've got a white Shiraz. That's almost time.
Welcome aboard the paddle steamer Melbourne for your 2-hour cruise this afternoon. My name's Brendan, I'll be your captain today. Downstairs taking care of the steam engine is our engineer John, and in the kiosk we have our 2 lovely hostesses Jenny and Julie on board today. Our toilets are situated on either side of the staircase on the lower deck. We please ask while we're cruising along that no one goes outside the enclosed areas, chained areas at all times please. Smoking is only permitted on the upper deck at the rear of the vessel. Pointing out quite a few things of interest to you. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to wander up and have a chat. More than happy to try and answer them for you. If you have any questions about the steam engine downstairs, you best go down and have a chat with John O'Dell. Each corner of the lock chamber in the concrete walls we have large tunnels. Each one of these tunnels is around 2 metres in diameter. Have 2 large butterfly valves operating in each tunnel. Now once the lockmaster closes those 2 gates behind us, he'll simply open the 4 valves in the 2 tunnels ahead of us. The water simply drains out of the lock chamber into the channel downstream. Now there is no pumping involved, it is just gravity fed. Takes around 4.5 minutes to drain 4.5 million litres of water out of the lock chamber. We generally lower it down at around 3 feet a minute. Now you may notice that dark line appearing on the lock chamber wall. We are gently being lowered down at the present time. You can see the ripples heading out of the channel down straight ahead.
It's going rapidly now. We're down on the lower level now.
Way downstream ahead of us, you can see it coming up river down there. A few shortcuts through the centre as well. It's pretty popular on the weekends with locals coming down trying to spot a fishing or just having a swim at the nice sandy beaches through the area here.
Have only been around for perhaps the last 6 or 7 years. You can see them rolled up here on the ground. They reuse them every year. And nice quality table grapes. Table grapes are really labour intensive. You have to be a pretty dedicated table grape grower if you want to make some money out of table grape. This is a very old little bridge. It's like a very old paddle boat that's gone through. It's very similar to the Industry, which is in Renmark, which is what the Melbourne actually originally looked like. It was a working boat.
So it hasn't got any World Heritage listing on it,
because they haven't found human remains here, but they have found the fossils, I should say, not the replicas. There's replicas in the museum, but they have found the fossils of Australia's megafauna. That's the big native animals.
In the Perry Sandhills.
When you go to the museum, you go, the wind, whichever direction it's going, it just blows this sand back on itself. So light and fine that it'll move with just a zephyr of breeze, you know, it doesn't have to be a big strong wind and it's lovely, good constitutional walk for you.
This is walking on the Perry Sandhills outside Wentworth. A very old sand dune of extremely fine red sand which moves around quite a lot with the wind, and the tree we're going to ahead of us is called the God Tree. It's believed to be somewhere between 500 and 1,000 years old. Quite remarkable, huge river red gum. So we're getting closer and have a better look at that now. While our group explored the remarkable God Tree, the kids of Mildura had a wonderful time on the sand dunes nearby.
When Sturt arrived and this island came, you know, the edge of it came right out nearly to the other side, there were 600 Aboriginals, you know, chanting war songs and not you know, he said they were angry, but they were probably scared angry, I reckon. Yes. And these four men came and joined. And then, as they proceeded further down the Murray, these people walked with them along the bank and followed them. And he said, well, they're not here, they're gone. So you can just imagine the Aboriginal people, you know, what they thought.
Junction of the Darling and the Murray.
So this was a site for their corroborees, a great sacred site for the Aboriginal people, the meeting place of these two great rivers.
That was Bill, not me. You're more in luck than ever.
Well, I thought I'd better